A friend of mine sent me a meme. He is one of those New World Order guys and doesn't like it when people are proud of their ethnic or national heritage, particularly if those people are proud to be Americans. The meme has a picture of the comedian George Carlin with a look of incredulity on his face and a quote, "I could never understand ethnic or national pride. Because to me, pride should be something you achieve or attain on your own, not something that happens by accident of birth. Being Irish isn't a skill, it's a fucking genetic accident. You wouldn't say, I'm proud to be 5 feet 11 inches. I'm proud to have a predisposition to colon cancer. So why the fuck would you be proud to be Irish, or proud to be Italian, or American, or anything?" I get the point George is making. Some things happen by chance, and if we are not responsible for those things happening, how could we ever be proud of something that is just a random act of nature, like your height, color of your eyes, or the color of your skin? And for those traits that are genetically determined, George is right. Even though there is an organization called Black Pride, a movement which encourages Black people to celebrate Black culture and embrace their African heritage, and there's also something called Gay Pride, which encourages gay people to celebrate and embrace their being gay. George amplifies his statement to suggest that you can only be proud of something you achieve or attain on your own. But what if you achieve something with other people? What if you win the doubles tennis at Wimbledon? Are people who win doubles tennis not entitled to be proud? What if you are a member of an 8-man rowing team competing in the Olympics? What if you win? Are people who win team rowing matches not entitled to be proud? What if you were a member of the Los Angeles Rams who won the Super Bowl? Are the Rams team members not entitled to be proud? Humans are members of tribes. Historically, people were members of only one tribe. They lived in a village, and everyone in the village spoke the same language, practiced the same religion, played the same sports, wore the same clothes, ate the same foods, and followed the same customs. Today, life is a little more complicated. We are still members of tribes, but we are members of many tribes. We are members of our family tribe, our religious tribe, our political tribe, our professional tribe, our ethnic tribe, our corporate tribe, our sports tribe, and probably a few more tribes I haven't even mentioned. Each of those tribes is made up of a group of people. Some groups are large and some small. As members of various tribes, we can be proud of our tribes. We can be proud of our sports team, our profession, our family, our church, and the business we work for. All are examples of how an individual can be proud of a group with which that individual is associated, sometimes by chance and sometimes by choice. You can be proud of your accomplishments in that group, and you can be proud of your fellow group members' accomplishments. Sometimes you can be prouder of your fellow group members than you are of your own contribution. Oxford Dictionary describes pride as a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, and the achievements of those with whom one is closely associated. Pride can come from your own achievements, but pride can also come from the achievements of those people with whom you associate or the group you align with. Nowhere in the definition does it say that if the group is large, you can no longer be proud of that group. The definition does not put a size limit on pride. George uses 3 examples of what he considers foolish pride: pride of being Irish, pride of being Italian, and pride of being American. He suggests that ethnicity, one tribe or group, and nationality, another tribe or group, are simply accidents of birth. That is true, but many things of which you can be proud are accidents of birth. You can be proud of your family. That is an accident of birth. You can be proud of your intellect. That is an accident of birth. You can be proud of your sports ability, even though training is involved. Magic Johnson would not be the basketball player he was if he was born 4 feet 8 inches instead of 6 feet 9 inches. Further, while your ethnicity might be an accident of birth, the ethnicity, in the context of being Irish, Italian, or American, into which you were born did not come from some random accident of birth. Your ethnicity came from a group of people who over decades, and even centuries, created those ethnicities. You are a member of an ethnic group that may have been centuries in the making, and as we have already established, you could be proud of a group of which you are a member. Another distinction we should make is the difference between ethnicity and nationality. In some cases, they are very similar. Almost everyone in Finland has Finnish ethnicity and Finnish nationality. On the other hand, in the United States, we are a country of many ethnicities, but one national identity. We are not alone. India and China are similar. So, for those of us who live in a country with many ethnicities, we can be proud of our ethnicity and proud of our country. Let's take the Irish. The Irish people are known for their literary talents, their Celtic music, their whiskey, and their hospitality. Shouldn't people of Irish heritage be proud of these accomplishments? The Italians are known for pizza, pasta, fashion, and opera. Shouldn't people of Italian heritage be proud of these accomplishments? In 2015, Michelle Obama said, "For the first time in my adult life, I am proud of my country." I am sure if George were still alive, he would have included Ms. Obama in one of his comedy routines. Didn't she know that, according to George, you can't be proud of a nation? I understand George is a comedian. He said what he said to get laughs, and he obviously didn't think too deeply about what he said. And that's okay. We don't expect Platonian philosophy from stand-up comedians, even though today, some of them like Trevor Noah and Stephen Colbert sincerely think that is what they are delivering. The problem is that globalists, who want one world rule, are using George's words to support the theory that ethnicity and nationality don't matter. But they are wrong. Remember, we are all members of tribes. One of those tribes is our ethnicity, the cultural history to which we ascribe membership. The other one is nationality, the country which is most aligned with our personal belief and value systems. Ethnicity and nationality do matter. Humans identify themselves and define themselves not only by their personal beliefs, but by their association with people of similar beliefs. At a recent football game, a San Francisco Giants fan was beaten unconscious by a Los Angeles Raiders fan. If you can find tribal identity so strong at a football game, do you really think people can forget their ethnicities and national identities and just sweep them under the rug? There's another issue about ethnicities and national identities that must be mentioned. If they didn't exist, humans would create them. It's part of how the human psyche works. We create bonds with other humans through common and shared interests. And those common and shared interests may very well be and often are different than the common and shared interests of people across the globe, across the country, and even across the city. In the United States, we are particularly lucky. We can be proud of our ethnic heritage, but we can also be proud of our national identity. And let's not forget that while you might be born into your ethnic heritage, you are not necessarily born into your national identity. Since the founding of the United States, some 90 million people who were not born Americans came to this country because the American national identity and all it offered was perceived by those people to be preferable to the national identity into which those people were born. Those people believed in what Americans stood for, and I'm sure most of them became proud Americans. As an American, I am proud of our country's ethnic diversity. I am proud of the form of government established by our founding fathers. I am proud of the principles of liberty and freedom upon which our Constitution was built. I am proud of the economic engine of America that has lifted much of the world from poverty, and I am proud of so much of what America has done and what it stands for. The globalists would see my pride as bad. That's because they see ethnicities and nationalities versus globalization as some zero-sum game. They believe to care about the world, you can't care about yourself, or your family, or your ethnicity, or your nation. But they are wrong. I would argue that pride in one's ethnic heritage and in one's country strengthens the global community. Why? For the same reason we champion diversity in our culture today. Diversity adds flavor, perspective, trust, connectivity, and purpose. Sorry, George. You can be proud of your ethnicity and your nationality, and people around the globe from all different ethnicities and nationalities have every right and plenty of reasons to do just that.